Hello Mare Maulers, Cat Food McFly here with another playthrough of Slaughterhorse 2. It's been a while since I did the last one and I've done a lot of stuff since then, so this is early access build number 11 I'm currently on. But I'm not going to go too far into the rules and such. I'm actually just going to try and play this and win, because this is a tough game. Yeah, even I find it difficult and I know all the rules, so I'm going to have a crack at it. And I'm going to make it relatively easy for myself. I'm going to have a population of 20 and keep the days until the thaw up to 50. In fact, what the heck, let's go all the way up to 60. So I don't have to worry about the time limit, so I can take my time with these beastly little ponies. So we get the introduction from the nightmare. I'm just going to skip through that. And on to day one. I am completely sane, regardless of what you might otherwise think. The town is cheerful and above suspicion because I haven't actually killed anybody yet, so let's see if we can set that right. Now, I'm not going to go too far into the rules if you haven't seen them before. It can be confusing the first time, but I have added a tooltips option, which you can use if you're a new player. There's also the wiki up here, which can explain things in more detail for you. So the reporter tells us Cuddletini, that's me, has opened a new shop with lots of secret ingredients. That's right, it's your neighbour's face. So I've got my hit list here with all the roles I have to get rid of with all their different jobs. I've got the roster where I can look at everyone in town. There's me. Generally they're mares, about 75% of them are mares, and a smaller proportion of stallions, even smaller proportion of pegasi and unicorns. If I look at my hit list, you'll notice the only thing that's filled in at the start is magician is a unicorn, because, yeah, they have to be. You can't be a magician if you haven't got a magical little horn. So, let's move on, and the first thing I'm going to do here is set my luck for the day by choosing a tarot card. Tarot cards all have a secondary effect. This one's the tower. Some of the effects are very obvious, some of them are not so obvious. Then there's my disciple, the pony in town who is a sort of like twisted sicko who is on my side, and she'll, or he'll, be sort of providing me with information every day, such as Daisy Cake is the dentist. Okay, dentist is not a council role. If we take a look at Daisy Cake, you can see that's filled in her name, her role rather there, and it's yellow, and in lowercase as well, which means that she's a townie. She's not someone I have to worry about, unless of course she turns out to be someone else in disguise. So on to my little pal Snapper, and I'm going to start off by, well actually we just found out what that pony's role was. In fact that is all I know, so I think what I will do is check someone's house. And there's various view modes when you look at the town. The town's looking a bit empty at the moment, that's something I'm going to be working on, but it's sort of set up to be a town. In the middle here there's going to be a gallows when the ponies start getting antsy. They're going to put little gallows up there, so you'll have the actual visual progress of how antsy they are, because it's going to be built up in stages. Well, that's the theory anyway. Let's go into view mode. We can look at the individual streets. If you really want, you can now go into free view mode, which I put up here. And with that, you can just flit around town. If you want to pretend you're a horse in a completely deserted town, I would love to have some animated ponies running around, but that's probably a bit further down the line, if at all. I would like to do that though. So let's switch back to overview, and I think we'll start with number 1 Blitz Lane. Don't know who lives there. Let's see if we can find out. So off goes Snapper. Sweets and treats, it's my confectionery shop, and here's all my customers of the day. At this very early stage in the game, because it's only day 1, I don't know who's who. Who's the cutest? Ugh, horrible colour. Yeah, if you're into green. I kind of like this red one, Fluffy Munch. So there's several options here. Because I don't know anything about Fluffy Munch, I can only use the lowest level of chat. So there's gossip and interrogate, but I'd need to know more details about her to do that. I'm just going to chat to her. And we find that Autumn Shadow, the green one, is above suspicion. Well, bully for her. There's Snapper's report. He's found Popcorn Ace lives at 1 Blitz Lane. And in the background there, you may have heard a little voice. There is a bit of voice acting, I guess you'd call it that, going into the game. It's actually AI generated. But I may possibly want a voice actor at some point, but again, too early for that at the moment. So, night phase. Now, the sensible thing is to bide your time in this game. You need information. If you go around killing randomly, you're just going to get into trouble. I'm going to do that anyway. So, again, let's take a little look here. Rain Alley. I don't know who anyone lives apart from. Ooh, Popcorn Ace. Now, she's a unicorn, so she could be that pesky magician. So, yeah, let's shank her. The first murder, they never see it coming, so it's always a sort of first murder piece of text. And I've killed the reporter, so no more bulletins for us. And I've got her cutie mark, which is this lovely purple colour that she was, with a little pencil on. I can... oh, the back's not quite so nice. Day 2, not a bad start. And no one's too fussed about the reporter, so not all the investigators are on call yet. I've drawn death, not good. That adds to my sus, although not as bad as it used to. See, it hasn't gone up any, but it has increased. The deputy is visiting the disciple tonight. This time, let's check a pony. Bubble Bristle, why not? Again, a unicorn, could be that magician. See if we can get rid of them. There's Bubble Bristle again. We might as well have a little chat. Daisy Cake is completely sane. Not for long. Bubble Bristle is the magician. Friendship unknown. Fix me above suspicion. Okay, so we haven't learned too much there. This early stage... well, I could look at my cloak because I do have one cutie mark, which I've attached there rather nicely. I think that looks smashing. Okay, let's go for number 1 apple trail. I've killed the Undertaker. Oh, that's not great. The Undertaker is a sort of a special townie role, whereas if a pony dies where you didn't directly kill them yourselves, then they will sort of store them in the morgue. And that's the only way to get hold of some of the cutie marks. If you didn't personally kill that pony, or if they got hung or poisoned or something, you will need to send Snapper to raid the morgue. But now I've killed the Undertaker, so I have no hope of finishing the cloak. But I've never managed to do that anyway, so it's not like I've lost anything. I did find some ragwort, useful cake ingredient. The hanged pony. Luckily it's very early on, they're not going to start lynching anyone yet. The visitor is going to visit my disciple. Okay, so here's a new thing, death letters. Let's give this a try. So what you do with a death letter is you decide who you're going to send it to. And again, as usual, it's better to know who you're sending it to, but I'm going to send this at random to number 2 Apple Trail. And you type out a letter, basically a threatening death letter. And the game will read your letter and award points depending what words you've used. You score less for repetition, you score less for sort of repeating yourself. The more creative you get, I mean, my testing, it's not too difficult to score a really good, a 5-point death letter, as long as you sort of expand yourself a bit. So let's see what I can do with this. Dear horse. I am going to come to your house. Whoops, your hose. Spelling is a factor. These ponies do not respect bad spelling. I'm going to come to your house and put my knife right into your silly little pony face. Don't like that. Well, too bad, sucker. No, not Jar Jar. I hate that guy. The killer. That's me. And then I'm going to send my letter and see what the award I get is. 4 out of 5. Not too bad. Off Snapper goes with my letter to 2 Apple Trail. And back to the shop. And so we go. So as the game progresses, I learn more information. I can sort of target where I'm going to attack better. Like fancy hooves. Those are pretty fancy hooves. Let's take a look. I'm going to try giving Fancy Hooves an invitation. This is an area of the game that's very underdeveloped at the moment. I want invites and torture to be far more interesting than they are at the moment. But for now, let's just send her an invitation. We'll see if we can get Fancy Hooves to come to my house so I can kidnap her, stick her in the basement and torture her to death. Okay, so the death letter has had an effect on whoever lives at Two Apple Trail. Whoever lives there has asked the lookout to guard them. Now that means I know the lookout's going to be on Two Apple Trail tonight, so let's avoid Apple Trail. Fancy Hooves has sent her apologies. That probably means she's already been blocked by some investigator or something like that kind. So let's try and get a pony. Well, I know, thanks to my death letter, the lookout's on Apple Trail. So let's try Blitz Lane. Number 2, as we've already killed number 1. It looks like I've killed another townie. The male pony. Oh my god, it's Withersmont's version of Derpy Hooves. But I did find some snake root. So when it comes to the cake ingredients, I can check anytime, or nearly any time. Oops, not the map. On the recipe book, and where the ingredients have lit up blue, that means I possess them at the moment. I got some pony flesh, which you need for any cake, but I haven't got the combination to make any cake yet, so we'll just carry on. I've got a lot of remains. I could dump off at someone's house to make them more suspicious, but it would be random. I don't know who lives where yet, so I think I just need more info. Let's take a look at 3 Blitz Lane. Oh, I've got a full shop today. Oh, isn't Mushroom Smooch cute? Let's take a look at her. I like Mushroom Smooch. That is a cute pony. I'm going to add friendship. Again, this needs more development, but it's basically working. And now I've increased my friendship with Mushroom Smooch to acquaintance. What good does that do me? It's several things. They're not very obvious. So, for example, when it comes to a lynching and they have to vote for you, how much they like you may switch their vote one way or the other. There's also, behind the scenes, every turn there's rumours and ponies talk to each other. And if they like you, they're less likely to believe slander against you by another pony. And if they don't believe it, then your suspicion doesn't go up so badly. So it's a subtle thing, but it is there. Vanilla Bell lives at 3 Blitz Lane. Vanilla Bell's a nice name, isn't it? It's such a nice name. I think it should be engraved on a big piece of rock. Well, looks like I've killed the Royal Guard. So much for Vanilla Bell. That means the noble is now completely defenceless if I can find where she lives. Or he lives. Could be a stallion. I'm not prejudiced. Okay, I'm going to spin it along a bit fast now, as I'm sure you've got the idea of how the rounds work. So the preacher's visiting the disciple. We might as well concentrate on Blitz Lane. Let's polish him off, apart from the fact I live there. I mean, I don't really want any neighbours, so this definitely is the way to go. Okay, oh, there's Misty Showers again. That is such a honkingly coloured horse. That's dreadful. Let's try Opal Dreams. I'm going to send her an invite.
Well done, boys.
Mushroom Smooch lives... Oh, I love Mushroom Smooch. Let's just take a little quick look. Look at that, she's gorgeous. Her friendship with me, as indicated by this heart, is fairly high. I don't know her sanity or suspicion level amongst the town yet, because they're still hidden, but... Yeah, Mushroom Smooch is great. I'll save her for last. Opal Dreams can't come as they're working. Okay, that's a shame, but at least it does show me something, that Opal Dreams is working, therefore Opal Dreams is a member of the council. So that's something worth noting down. Another murder. Okay, now... Oh no, it can't be Mushroom Smooch. We'll have to move on to the next street. I refuse to kill Mushroom Smooch at this point. Rain Alley, number 1. Oh my god. Again, very basic, but the veteran was on alert. I managed to choose the way to not get shot. I have changed the game recently with this particular update. He can't kill you outright the first time anymore, because that did seem a little bit harsh, but he can if you do it twice. The second time he can, and if you put him on super high alert he can as well. So, that's, even though he missed, that's not good for my suspicion, as I'm now suspicious. That's brought my sus up quite high. Halfway, in fact, that's not good. That's already looking bad. I've already messed this up. But, there is something I can do. I now know where the veteran lives. So if I could really upset the veteran by sending them a letter so terrifying, they go on super high alert, they might actually shoot an investigator or anyone else that comes to visit them. Normally they don't do that. They're not quite so freaked out. But if I could really freak them out with a death letter, and someone goes to visit them that same night, I might get a little bonus. So let's see. Whoops. Move the microphone. In the name of the nightmare. It's right in all caps, that'll make it even scarier. Whether it's in caps or not makes no difference. I am going to cut off your balls and show them to you. I can't remember if the veteran was a male or not, but yeah, balls, you know, one way or another. Show them to you. I will burn your house to the ground. Your joust, your house to the ground. And laugh while you burn. So long. Farewell. Burn. Oh, I ran out of space. Well, that'll do. 4 out of 5. That should do the job. Off goes Snapper with my letter. My reputation is affecting trade because I have high-ish sus, so opponents are a little less, you know, eager to come in and buy cakes off of me. There's Fancy Hooves again. Hi, Fancy Hooves, my old sport. Yes, we'll make friends. Okay, success. So Opal Dreams has barricaded the house. In other words, super high alert tonight. If I get lucky, maybe someone's going to visit them. But one Rain Alley, I definitely don't want to go there myself. Let's try 2 Rain Alley. Oh, God damn, it's a preacher. Nobody came to visit the veteran. No bonus shooting. God damn it. There's no point trying it twice to the veteran. You can only make them go on super high alert once. Because, you know, you didn't turn up. So they're like, this guy's, he's full of shit. They're not going to come. Oh god. Sus goes up a little point. Mushroom Smooch is the teacher. Oh, that means I don't have to kill Mushroom Smooch. Oh, that's wonderful news. Unless, of course, Mushroom Smooch is the deputy and rather the disciple in disguise. Sorry, I was put off by my cat coming in yowling. Let's see. Alright, let's see who it is at Rain Alley. Yes, we will go to the Preacher's Church service. Now this says an opportunity to reduce your suspicion while the Preacher's alive. 3 of these little balls will reduce your suspicion and all of them reduce your sanity. So in other words, 3 of them take sanity and give nothing, but 3 of them take sanity but reduce your suspicion. And I've got quite high suspicion and pretty good sanity. Sanity is easier to get back by performing murders and such. Once sus is very difficult to get under control once the Preacher's dead. Okay, that's a good one. That was not a good one, as you can tell by these lighting up here. Okay, got my sus down to 2. That was definitely worth it. I need to get my sanity back though. Any cakes worth making? Moon cake or death by chocolate. Death by chocolate means no more cakes, but yeah, ragwort and oleander. So we'll chuck in some ragwort, some fluffy munch tenders, more rack of ivory dawn. Nope. Only 1 piece at a time. In with the oleander. We get a lovely cake. Now that cake will make any pony who makes it very sleepy. In other words, I'll be able to kill them without them sort of blocking me, as long as no one else is visiting them. Hang pony, that increases the chances of lynch, but I think we're okay for that still. The deputy is picking on Mushroom Smooch. Leave Mushroom Smooch alone. Okay, Snapper. I want you to deliver this cake. Bubblegum Kisses has resisted 2 of my attempts now, as you can tell by the red cross, which means I've attacked that house. So if the house hasn't gone red, I failed for whatever reason. The green cross means Snapper's investigated it. It's to help you find the herbs for the cakes and things. Okay, let's get this Bubblegum Kisses, because I don't trust them. There goes Snapper with the cake box. Oh, there's Bubblegum Kisses again. Can't gaslight them. Need more info. Let's have a little gossip. True Heart Haze is lapidary and does not need killing. Okay, as long as nobody messes this up for me. Somebody messed it up for me! God damn it, Sheriff. This interview thing where you choose a spot, I don't like it. It feels really sort of here, dashed off. I would like it to be something much more interesting when you're being interviewed, so you actually got to use your brain a bit, but at the moment I haven't quite fathomed out what. So that's what we have for the moment, but that is definitely a placeholder. I want that changed. But if you want to support me in sort of doing this sort of stuff, please feel free to buy the game on Steam, or you can play the Android version all for free, ads supported. You know, as long as you don't turn the ads off. Which is, you wouldn't do that, would you? No, of course you wouldn't. I am going to add the option to actually pay a little money to sort of remove the ads in the Android version. At some point, the noble is a mare. Good for her. Still not got it. I've still not got Bubblegum Kisses. I'm sick to death of Bubblegum Kisses. Let's find out what Bubblegum Kisses actually does. Go on, Snapper. And just so you can hear it, I'm going to temporarily boost the sound effect here, so you can hear the voice that I've chosen for your pony. I've only got a female voice at the moment. I can't find a male AI voice that doesn't sound absolutely bollocks. So let's have a little chat to the veteran. Let's make friends with the veteran. Let's not.
Thank you, my darling.
Yep. No prizes for recognising who that voice actually is, but it's from an app called I totally forgotten. Full Ponies. It's an Android app, but I use BlueStacks to get it onto the computer. It just makes life easier. Bubblegum Kisses the deputy. That would explain why she's so annoying. And my bloodlust is now imperative. Bloodlust is a mechanic, so you can't just sit on your haunches and not do anything. Eventually, this gets to the top. If I don't kill a pony, my sanity is going to absolutely just plummet. Now usually it's not a good idea to kill a town pony, but in an emergency, sometimes you might have to. But I'm not killing Mushroom Smooch! Oh god, it's going to have to be a random one. Or I could try the veteran. Maybe she's not on alert. It's a risk. It's risky. Do I do it? Yes, oh, shit. Oh god, she shot me. And that's blown my cover. She didn't manage to kill me, but my cover is blown, and my bloodlust impacts my sanity just for jobs, you know. I've drawn the sun, but it's probably a bit academic at this point, as there is now a lynch mob, and I'm gonna be on the... I'm gonna be up there for sure. Well, you know, I did do a few things prematurely. If you want to win this game, and it is tough, it is a very tough game, even on the easier settings. If you want to win, you've got to be patient and you've got to gather your information. And if you do stuff at random, like I was doing, you're going to end up here. Oh god, it's almost unanimous. Yep, they're going to hang my pink ass. Fun fact, I have never won this game. Well, I have won it, but I've never won the cloak or anything. I always die. So, game over. We get a little roundup. We find out that the preacher was the mule. Buttercup Crunch was the disciple. So it turns out dear little Mushroom Smooch really was just a teacher and totally innocent. But she got through pretty unscathed. Happy to say. Her sanity's still very good. Oh, and there was the spy who actually managed to live to the end of the game, which is quite unusual, the old changeling spy. Cutie mark wise, oh god, it's pathetic. I got 2. So that was my attempt to win the game, but while I may have completely failed to do that, I hope at least this helps to demonstrate some of the advances we've made with Slaughterhouse 2. I think there's still a few months to go of development on this thing. I honestly thought when I started writing it would be done by Christmas, and it's not. It's not remotely. It's just, I keep having new ideas, new things to put in it, and there's so many things that still need updated. So as I say, if you're interested in the game, in early access on Steam, there will be a link in the description. There'll also be a link to the Android version if you want to play on your phone, and hopefully I'll make another one of these sometime further down the line where I can show you some more new features. So thanks for watching, and ta-ta for now.